There's a little corner of this park that holds more memories than most. When we opened back in the 70s, this was home to Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show. Swinging axes, cracking jokes, good fun for a summer crowd. Off to the side, a small playground where kids could burn off steam while their parents cooled off with a lemonade. It wasn't much, but it got us up and running. Over time, though, the show got tired. The bumper cars nearby started showing their age, and that whole section, it just felt like the past. Still, we held off on changing it. We wanted to do something special when the time came. Then one morning, I'm flipping through the local paper, and I see it. Riverview Pines to close after 43 seasons. My heart just about stopped. That was my park growing up. And tucked in that article was a line that hit me hard. They were planning to scrap the little flyer. That was the coaster I rode every summer with my dad. Wooden, classic, full of character. I still remember the nervous excitement waiting in line, trying to look brave for him. That first ride, that was the moment I fell in love with all of this. I didn't even finish the article. I picked up the phone and called the park that day. Told them I wanted to buy it, the whole thing. Tracks, supports, old trains, whatever they'd let me haul out. And that was it. That was the spark. We finally knew what that forgotten corner of the park was meant to become. It became Giggleville, a land for the youngest guests in the park, and for folks like me who still remember what their first ride felt like. 4 flat rides, a gentle monorail, and at the center of it all, the mini Grand. Restored, repainted, and reborn right here in Grand States, Mid-America. Just across the way, that sits Mama Ida's. Place that means just as much to me as that coaster over there. We named it after my mom. Every Sunday after church, she'd welcome the whole family into her kitchen. Neighbors too if they needed a plate. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, pies cooling in the window. It wasn't just the food. It was how she made people feel. Full, happy, like they belonged. We even built the restaurant to look like the house I grew up in. Wraparound porch, screen doors, the whole bit. Feels like she's still welcoming folks in, even after all these years later. It's funny how a little corner of the park can end up meaning so much. But every time I walk through Giggleville, I see families smiling, kids laughing, and I think to myself, yeah, we got this one right. Hey everybody, Beyond Drew TV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Grand States Mid-America. So yeah, we are back in the park, and it is still the mid-80s in our timeline. And yeah, we are hanging out over in a brand new revamped section of the park. And yeah, I mentioned it at the end of the last episode that yeah, the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show and the little playground behind it, we're on its last legs. We're on its last days, right? So yeah, went ahead and took that out, and replacing it is going to be Giggleville here, our kids section of the park. And I really like how this came out. I think it has such a fun, quirky, you know, kind of brightens up a lot of areas of the park with all these bright, fun colors. There is so much kinetic energy around the area now. Speaking of, we're following a little bit here, one of them, the new monorail that kind of encircles the whole area. Also have a new coaster in the park with this new kids area as well. So yeah, there's just a whole bunch of good additions from this new area here. So yeah, for Giggleville, like Harry was saying, the big spark for this was the mini Grand here, or what was it, the racers from the old park. So I thought that was kind of a fun idea that maybe the local park that Harry grew up with or went to, and kind of got him into liking theme parks and everything. Yeah, went up for sale. You hear about that all the time, really old parks maybe not making it, and some maybe
different kind of parks buying up the old rides and everything. I know in my local park, Six Flags Great America, went ahead and bought one of these. I'm pretty sure this exact layout. This is a pretty traditional old style Woody layout, but it's called the Little Dipper at Six Flags Great America. And I'm pretty sure they did the same thing that we did in the story here, where they bought an old Woody that was going to be either torn down or sold off or something like that, and put it in the park there to keep it looking nice and running great and everything. So yeah, that was kind of the kickstart for the idea for this whole little kiddie area here, and I think it fits in really nicely. And yeah, I think throughout the years, as the coaster stays here longer, we'll go ahead and put up some different like awards, maybe some historical facts in the queue line and stuff like that. Just some fun little additions like that. So not right outside of it, don't know why it's here, but it kind of fit into the kiddie area. I've had this kind of like toadstool looking like set piece from the workshop for a long time, and said, you know what, it's going out here. So there it is. There's a nice little photos spot. Sure, why not? It fits in. So there you go. Right next to that, we have the tummy tickler, which is going to be our what do they call it in game? I can never remember the in-game name for this. This is the hyper spin, and yeah, this is one of, I think, three actual rides in the kids section. What I mean by that is this is actual rides that the guests can actually go on. The rest of the rides that we're going to look at today are, except for the monorail coaster and hyperspin here, are made from the workshop. Because yeah, surprisingly, we really don't have a lot of kiddie rides in the base game of Planet Coaster 2. I've already used the merry-go-round, already used the pirate ship, and already used the chair swing, and I believe those are the only other ones that could maybe be considered kids rides or children's rides for the most part. And yeah, I already used those in the park, so all we were left with was the hyperspin, a mini Woody, and then the monorail that kind of goes around. So yeah, anyways, for the hyperspin, we have the tummy tickler is the name of the ride for now. So, and then yeah, let's go ahead and look at the other actual ride that guests can go on in game. And yeah, this is going to be the overhead monorail. I didn't really get a name for this one, to be honest with you. So if you do have a idea for the overhead monorail, go ahead and drop that down in the comments. Would love your suggestions. And the station, this came about by just kind of fumbling through the building menu and finding all of the supports menu that we have, and just kind of using a lot of the supports as this kind of metal, kind of industrial, but really bright pink, you know, bright blue, bright yellow, done up kind of industrial kind of station, I guess you'd say. So yeah, I really like how it came out. And yeah, no, again, if you have a name for it, do let me know down in the comments. And yeah, the main inspiration for this attraction was from Kings Island. I think it's the Woody Woodpecker, or maybe it's Peanuts or something else. Oh no, I can't remember. But yeah, they have a monorail similar to this that goes around parts of their section of their kids zone. So yeah, I really like that this again kind of cuts off, or kind of solidifies the area of where the kids zone is by kind of being the outer barrier of everything, right? So, and then we get these really fun moments as the ride goes on the back end here. And you get these really cool pass-by moments from the mini grand, corkscrew, and then the little monorail here. And actually, even the train, if that sticks over here. I haven't really talked about the train much. I do have it going all the way around the park right now, just to get guests on it. But yeah, no, the train passes right by over here. So we have like 4 rides, essentially all moving at around each other at a time. So yeah, no, this is I really, really like coming over here and just seeing if you can get everything timed up. I've had it one time where I've had, not including the train, because I don't really include that right now, but all 3 of these, the coaster, the monorail, and corkscrew, all lining up together. But yeah, that was just leaving it on there playing for a long time before I saw that. So yeah, other than that, with the monorail, other than that, we have some flat rides that I found on the workshop and have had for a long time. So if you type in custom flat or flat ride or any of that, you will find these amazing kiddie flat rides up on the workshop. So I went ahead and just kind of gussied them up with custom paths and custom stations and attendant houses and everything. And yeah, just really like how these turned out. These are really, really fun rides, and I really hope we get something like this in game that guests can actually go on very soon, because this just adds so much to your little areas there, right? So yeah, then around here we also have, I started placing down some of the in-game little signs here for the characters. Think if they would be kind of like photo spots or just kind of hangout spots there to get a picture in front of the characters. And so yeah, started placing a bunch of those around, so we'll see those in random planters. And behind here we have the frozen custard and It's a Pizza, two of our quick service shops in the land here selling pizza and custard. And one of these came from Cedar Point, I believe it was. I'm not sure if it's still there anymore, but found this in when searching. I usually search like amusement parks 80s or something like that as my keywords and go to images, and yeah, saw this little quick service stand and really like how it came out there. So there's our two quick service areas in the park. And then speaking of food, and we talked about it a little bit in Henry's intro there, but right across the way through our kids area here, we have, where's the sign? There's the sign, Mama Ida's. And yeah, this was probably the biggest build for me personally in this section. It took the longest for me to kind of want to get right and everything. So yeah, really like how this turned out, especially with the second floor wraparound porch. I think that adds so much to it. And yeah, this is based off of, speaking of Great America earlier, this is based off of a building at Six Flags Great America. And yeah, I really like how it came out there, especially with the pink highlighted trim and everything. I think it fits in really well. So yeah, this would be a sit-down restaurant, and I might go in and do an interior for this, especially now that we have the restaurant facility in the park. But as of now, it is a big old empty box back there, or inside of it, so no need to check that out. But yeah, really like the rustic vibe of Mama Ida's, kind of amongst all the bright colors, even amongst kind of all the wackiness and the monorail going by that's really bright colored and everything. The rustic vibe kind of still fits in pretty well. So, and then speaking of, this is the put a few thematic elements for the monorail here, these little I don't know, cross throughs here. Didn't do it all the way through because figured the park would just have the budget to do a few of them and then say, that's good enough. You guys get the point there. So, but yeah, again, this monorail, I think I keep highlighting it because it just adds so much to so many sections of the park now, especially from guest view. Just seeing it travel overhead is so fun, so cool, and especially at nighttime as well with all the lights going and everything. So, and then speaking of, last thing, I do forget about this a lot, but there it goes. Dodgems are going. But yeah, we did a little refresh of the bumper cars and just kind of sucked it in. It's kind of incorporated it into the new kids area, the new Giggleville area. So swapped the entrance from the right side, used to be on this side of the plaza here, but went ahead and swapped it to the left side of the bumper cars to get it more incorporated in. And man, I think this might be the most popular ride in the entire Giggleville since it's incorporated over here. It's always full over and always overflowing as well with the queue and everything. So but anyways, yeah, that is a kind of quick overview of Giggleville. Really like how this one came out. I think it's a good use of the space as well, especially from going from having a stage show, a lumberjack show, and a playground to now having over 5 or 6 rides, a big sit-down restaurant, some quick service eateries, a lot of kinetic energy too. Or like I said, the monorail really adds a lot to the area. Get a lot of cool historical little bits with the coaster, and for Harry's kind of backstory with the Mama Ida's and the coaster backstory. So yeah, this is a pretty significant addition for the park. Probably one of the, if not the biggest addition, expansion for the park thus far. And I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. The 80s have been a pretty big expansion time for Mid-America, haven't they? So they're really starting to solidify themselves as a really big regional park. So very good stuff. So next episodes, though, we are continuing our work on this side of the park. And yeah, I mentioned it last episode, but we are going to go ahead and finally get down to business.
Let's get down to business.
With the bulldozer here, the crane and everything, because yeah, we left this all unfinished when the log flume first opened as kind of a budgetary storyline bit there. But yeah, shortly after we left this off, probably in the very early 80s, maybe even late 70s, this would have all been finally built up and taken care of and everything. So yeah, we'll come back through here and update it and show off what this completed station, and this is going to be a sit-down restaurant right here, so we'll show all the completed area over here for the log flume, and maybe do a few other updates. Kind of thinking about the Shamrock Cafe at the moment. Is it on the chopping block? Maybe. It might just be, and the only reason why is because right in front of it, the Pennycade, mentioned this before, but the Pennycade is also on the chopping block because we have a brand new arcade just down the way in our new plaza area. So this chunk of land right here, well, not terribly big. You really probably can't even put a ride in here. You know, we could maybe use it for another who knows what. If we take out both of these attractions, this little plaza, you got a pretty nice open space here. You could just leave it as greenery as well. We'll see, though. We'll have to see what kind of ideas. Hey, leave your ideas down in the comments, and I'll have to kind of think about that as we keep expanding over this way. So, but yeah, overall, we are kind of getting closer, well, a lot closer at least, to moving on from the 80s. I know some people are kind of probably getting anxious wanting to move to the 90s because we have big technological boosts as far as coasters and flat rides and dark rides and all that stuff goes, especially in the coasters for this kind of park. You know, we get some B&M inverts. Well, basically B&M comes on the scene and everything changes, doesn't it? So yeah, really excited to get to the 90s, but I do want to wrap everything up in the 80s nicely, right? We don't want to leave it kind of half done and then still playing catch up in the 90s. So let's make sure we do it right while we're in this decade, in this timeline and everything. And yeah, we'll make sure it's all done right there, right? So awesome. Hey, thanks so much, Evan, for hanging out. I always appreciate it. And yeah, stick around. We'll go ahead and take a ride on the coaster and on the monorail to kind of finish out the video there. So yeah, again, let me know down below. Let me know your name ideas for the monorail and all your other ideas for the park. Always appreciate them. Always kind of keep track of all of the ideas that we have going, seeing which ones are repeated, because that's obviously something that people are very interested in. So yeah, leave them down below, and also don't forget to hit the like button on the way out of the video as well. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Hablé de cantar.
Woo!